Welcome to Tales of Nowhere, a tabletop RPG podcast where we're filming live on location.
Aren't we always live
No,
at a location?
Well, I mean, we are always live on location.
Yeah, but we're away from our usual place.
We're on a retreat.
You didn't know where we were before,
Yeah.
but we're at a new place now.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah, I think that's great.
Yeah.
Let's
It's
keep
podcast
the mystery
retreat,
up
and
there. No one knows where we
We're
are.
getting together. We're friends, and
And now we're at a table together. I don't know why I'm
Happiness.
talking like Isaac.
happiness ensues.
Yeah, and happiness
Mhm.
ensues. My name's Spencer, and I play Isaac.
I'm Kelsey, and I play Kieran.
I'm Alex, and I play Chuck the Midnight Hondo, and I nailed that.
Yes.
Woo!
My name is Eric, and I play Thane Diedrich.
And last but not least, the most important member of our group, the orgasmically opportunistic keeper, Joshua.
Yay!
Hi, thanks.
Okay, and with that, we will hand things over to Joshua and get started with the Tales of Nowhere podcast. I can't remember what I
Hooray.
usually
Get
say.
this ball rolling.
Get
Hear
the
the
ball
music.
rolling.
I love Tales
Yeah.
of Nowhere.
Previously on Tales of Nowhere podcast.
Who's that voice?
No one.
Hondo and I rescued Kieran from the insane asylum by starting a food fight.
And it actually worked.
Surprisingly.
I was a getaway driver.
Thane and Mac took care of us.
At your apartment.
That's right.
Means most of you have been wearing the same clothes for 2 days now.
That's okay. It's
I'm
a
wearing
good
a
look.
sane asylum clothes.
No,
Didn't
we
they
gave
buy
you.
We bought you a mask.
Thane gave you a trench coat. And then
Yay.
we went to investigate the sewers where the rum is not flowing anymore.
Why is the rum gone?
Because,
Because everyone's dead.
yeah, because
Yay! Hondo got real scared because I went insane. Thank you,
temporary
Cthulhu.
insanity. Yeah.
We found some ancient Egyptian daggers.
Actually, they weren't ancient.
We found some Egyptian daggers.
We went back to Hondo's place.
For the night. And then we
All
split
bunked
up.
The party split.
Which is always a great idea, and you should do it every game, every day in your real life. Because my name's Isaac.
Thane went to the insane asylum to get the ring back.
Yeah, to get the Infinity Ring back that the evil doctor stole.
What's the doctor's name?
Schrobenschraber.
Oh, that's it.
Not
Nice.
it. No, it's not it.
Schrebenschreiber.
Schreven
Sebastian.
Schreven.
Sabin Schreiber.
I went to lunch with my mom,
Not yet.
but I'm going.
Yeah.
I'm in the car
Hondo, Kieran, and Mac go to check out the library.
to research the daggers we found.
Rat.
Thane, you enter the Arkham Sanitarium in an attempt to talk to Dr. Sabin Schreiber. You approach the woman at the front desk and you boldly told her that she lost your sister, or they lost your sister, so you are going to need to make a fast talk roll.
I rolled a 51.
Nice.
Is he trying to succeed on a skill roll, or is he trying to beat the opposition?
The way that works is you still need
Yes.
to roll and compare it to your skill. You need to get a better level of success than she did.
Than
So
her
if you got a
psychology.
regular, a hard, or an excellent, or what is it called? X something.
It's a...
I'm gonna give it to you.
Extreme.
Extreme.
There we go. You failed your lie. You came in and tried to do a great lie about being Kieran's brother, right?
Sure.
Okay. She looks very unconvinced. And she's like, what's her last name? She pulls out the book. Starts looking for it. Last name.
I'm here to see Dr. Sabin Schreiber.
I told you if you don't have an appointment, you can't see him.
Pound my fist on the table and say, make an appointment.
Okay, roll your intimidate.
0 and 8.
That's an 8.
That's a really good success.
That's an
actually.
extreme
Really good.
success.
Amazing
Yeah.
job, actually.
You hit your fist so hard on the table.
I hit her head. What?
You punched her so hard.
I said the desk.
That's gonna intimidate her.
That is
I
an
don't know why I
intimidation.
came out head. Anyway, so you pound the desk so hard that like everything on the desk kind of like bounces up and falls over, like knocks stuff everywhere, and she jumps back like as far as she can and kind of even squeals a little bit.
And all the cash that Isaac gave her falls out of her pockets.
No, that is
Jingling away.
still in her mattress or something at home. That was yesterday. She ain't no fool. So you intimidate her and she looks at you almost afraid to talk. And she's like, just wait here. And then she like runs to the other room. She returns with Dr. Sabin Schreiber. He looks like the most official person there. He's got the white lab coat and like a clipboard and stuff. He looks
Glasses.
like the doctor,
Matt Smith?
Yeah.
not the
David Tennant?
doctor.
He doesn't look anything like the
Like
doctor.
a doctor.
And he's got two guys with him, dressed all in white, kind of hunkier looking guys.
Ooh.
Hunks.
More muscular looking guys. One's probably Tank Fellows, but you wouldn't know that, I don't think.
Oh,
Yeah, probably
that
not.
fellow's fellow.
Yeah, that fellow's fellow. So Marjorie, I guess we're naming her,
Yes.
does not return. And he's like, yes, may I help you?
First, I want to look around and see if he's wearing her ring.
Yes, he's still wearing the ring.
And I can see it.
Question is, and I'm going to make you answer honestly. Are you still wearing your ring?
Yes.
His eyes kind of go down and look at your ring as well.
Shit.
Shaven
Mind if
Straber,
show
you
me
dog.
yours?
I point to the ring and say, that doesn't belong to you, and I want it back. That doesn't belong to you, and I want it back.
is this
In
room
character voice.
empty except for them?
Yeah, it's like the waiting room of the. It's like when you first walk in.
Yeah, there's nobody else waiting.
There's no
Okay,
one else
okay.
there.
Yeah, that's what I assumed.
Are you trying to intimidate him to give it back to you? Is that what that is?
We're not
Or was that-
intimidating yet.
Not yet. Okay. It does not belong to me. But do you belong here? Perhaps we should continue this conversation in my office.
Hmm.
I love it with the same
I
place.
really like that Waddy has a plan.
I was about to say, Waddy, touch his hand and say yes.
But when two infinity rings touch, an explosion happens.
What happens when they touch?
When they touch?
When they touch, I become Super Thane.
Dun, 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 dun.
I'm going to stay out here, and I'm just going to say, I think you know who I am. You can infer by the way I'm dressed. You know who I work for. And when you steal from her, you steal from me. And when you steal from me, you steal from the boss.
Jesus. Oh.
And do you want to steal from the boss?
Roll it, and you're trying to intimidate now.
That
Yeah.
sounds
So go
very
ahead and roll it.
Very,
intimidating.
very intimidating, yeah.
What's that?
That's a 0.
A 0
That's a
and
30.
a 90.
That's
Oh,
not.
So you got
that's-
90.
So I got 90.
That's
That's
not
not
good.
good.
Okay, he is not intimidated.
Well, you don't know yet?
Oh, whoa,
You don't know
You're gonna
yet?
pour luck points into
You
this?
pour 60 luck points into that?
I'm
No,
gonna
my
tell you-
It's at 72.
He
Ugh.
got an extreme success.
Oh, so you have
Okay.
to dump everything you have.
Yeah.
And that
And
wouldn't
even
help.
then, it
yeah.
probably wouldn't. Yeah.
Damn it.
Honestly, and a guy that you would not have expected. You pictured maybe this doctor to be kind of a wimpy, kind of sciencey, nerdy type,
Mm-hmm.
and it's almost like his nerves are not even nearly like frazzled
Yeah,
at
what is-
all at the
Did
idea
we go over
of
what
the
he
mob.
looks like?
He's an older gentleman, a little bit portly, maybe. He's got dark hair,
So
kind of slick
Copernicus.
back. No, he's not Copernicus. Paler skin, just a smarter looking guy, wearing a tie under his white coat. He looks normal, but he also looks strong. Oh, and he's wearing gloves. Like,
What?
With a ring on?
yeah, he's wearing the ring on the outside of his gloves.
Why is he wearing gloves? Like white cotton gloves?
No,
Ask
Or-
him.
they're
Like
like
doctor
they're like
gloves?
maybe doctor gloves
Oh.
type of thing.
I like that he stole the ring from a patient and now he's wearing it around.
He's just
I know,
wearing it
right?
around,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, and I mean, technically speaking, the patient shouldn't have had the ring, so
Also, he
Who-
took
who
it from a
else
lady,
knows?
so he's probably wearing it on his pinky.
he is.
Yeah.
It's probably not fitting
Mm,
great.
pinky ring. Oof.
Yeah, he is not intimidated by you or the threat of the mob. It was a really good thing to say,
Ooh.
though, by the way. I was really impressed with that. And I really kind of hoped it had worked.
Me
And then I'm
too.
like, what's this going to be like?
The dice hate me. That's
yeah,
what it's
that
like.
might be. So he says,
They're teasing.
I'm sorry, can I please have your name?
Thane.
Ooh.
Thane. Is that your first or your last name?
I thought he was going to say Mac.
Mac. He runs away. I'm Isaac Wexler. Anyway.
Why does it matter?
I just would like to know who I'm speaking to and address you properly. We are,
Thane.
after all, gentlemen, and we can discuss these things rationally without
Of
threat.
course. Of course. My name is Thane.
Oh. Well, Thane, if you will accompany me back to my office, then I would be happy to discuss this matter with you further.
Okay. Let's go.
All right, so you go back to your office.
Yeah.
then?
Yep. Let's
Okay.
do
The most
this.
soft-spoken Thane has ever been.
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
So you have to go through the common area that these two had started a food fight in the day before. It was fast thinking. I thought you guys did a great job of
Thanks.
starting a food fight to get away.
Let's
as
see
a
if Thane is
distraction.
the same. Kind of
As you
Food
walk through,
fight!
as you're going through the common area, you see like some just patients milling around or lumbering around, and like hospital workers trying to like coax them back to chairs or getting them to take pills or whatever. In one corner, you do see a very short-haired, like very thin, kind of shy-looking girl who's painting, and she looks up at you just like briefly and like makes eye contact, and maybe there's like a slight look of surprise, and then she immediately looks back down to her painting and goes on with what she was doing.
All right. And
Right.
I catch that, I assume.
Yeah,
She's
yeah.
been drawing you like a French lady, too.
Ooh.
So you pass through into his office, and he enters first. You
That makes
enter.
sense.
The other two guys are with you, and the woman that you had intimidated at the front desk, Marjorie.
hmm
She's like there, and she looks like she's been crying, And when you walk in, she's just like, ah, and then she like turns and leaves the office really fast. Like she's still pretty upset.
I almost feel
Still
bad.
afraid of you. No,
Do
don't feel bad.
psych
her
You're
as
in
she
the
runs
mob.
I said
don't know.
almost. We walk in, his goons follow him inside.
Yeah, but he waves his gloved hand and they turn and leave. So it's just him and you now. He looks at you like he's looking you up and down. And he's like,
I look him up and down.
Mr. Thane, first of all, would you mind explaining to me what this is? And he shows you the ring on his hand and kind of insinuates the ring on your hand.
So do you... Oh, does he show it to me?
Not right up to you.
Oh,
no.
dang it. So do you make it a habit of stealing from your patients?
I am not entirely convinced that she is one of my patients.
She was here, under your command, your
Indeed.
control,
Your watch.
your watch.
And I will say that I have become quite familiar with Diana Taylor, but that woman who left with you yesterday was not the same woman.
Why do you say that?
She was not behaving in a way. I am a doctor. Of
Are we not in an
psychological
insane
science.
asylum?
Why are you adopting his accent?
Are we not
in an insane
This is Sparta! Young man, I am a doctor of psychological sciences, and I know exactly the psychological state of Diana Taylor, and I know exactly her behavior as her doctor. And that woman who left with you yesterday had none of the signs.
That seems a little presumptuous, but okay. So if it wasn't Diana Taylor, who was it?
That is my question to you, and where you come from.
Dude, tell him everything. Tell him
Just
everything.
tell him what is he
Blow
gonna
his damn
do?
Blow his
mind.
mind hole. He might be an ally,
Maybe.
but I mean, he is in
But
that
still,
like character.
like
that's-
that doesn't make it okay to take things from people.
No, it doesn't, Mr. Shadowrunner.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's your whole life.
That's
back
my
at home
things,
world.
though. It's not okay to take my things. You're right. We're not from here. I don't know Diana Taylor, but I do know I need that ring back.
All right, he turns to you and he's like, do you have any idea what it's like to work in a mental institute, Mr. Thane? He stands up from the desk as he's
Oh,
talking.
okay.
First, I was very upset that I was assigned to Arkham City. Arkham City is not a place that I think a scientific journal or case study would be interested in. But after a while, and listening to these patients day in and day out explain their mental disorders, I started to realize something. And you know what that was? They are not insane at all.
What?
They are seeing things that you and I are not seeing. Things that the human mind was never intended to see or understand. And that is physically destroying their minds.
Sounds like you've been in here a little too long.
Okay, he gets a little bit closer to you and stares you right in the eye, and he says, you have no idea. As you're staring into his eyes almost go like, the color part, the iris, I guess, goes black just like the pupil is. And you can kind of see into it, almost like you're looking into space.
Ooh.
Make a sanity check.
Has to be at or
Below.
lower than what your sanity is right now.
That's 47. I have 50.
Yeah, you see that happen, and it's weird, but seeing as you are not only a shadow runner, but now an infiniteer.
Yeah, we see that crap in chests every day.
Yeah, but you can see where that's not normal.
Chests.
Everything you've seen in this world so far tells you that whatever that was just now with his eyes was not normal.
Do you reach in and try and get into the Infinitron?
Yeah, get some of your stuff.
He's like, there are things out there in the universe. Listening to them speak is like staring into the dark. Only the dark doesn't end. It's just an infinity worth of darkness. And as you're staring into it and becoming part of it, something is always looking back at you. And then he pulls off one of his gloves, the one that does not have a ring on it. It's like a tentacle-y hand thing. And he's going to attack you.
I told you he was an
Roll
ally.
a,
Told you he was an ally.
Yep, thanks.
so we're combating.
Yeah.
What
This
is
is our
your
first combat? No.
Yes.
Yes, because you guys did do this before, but it was a chase.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did it.
This is a, yeah.
combat.
What's your dex score?
70.
So person with the highest dexterity score goes first. Yours is 70 and his is not that high, so you would go first in combat.
I flip the bird, pull out the snap blades, and I go to cut those tentacles right off.
Okay. So how this works is you roll your fight knives skill,
Yep, fight knives.
That's yeah.
and you tried to get a regular, hard, or extreme success.
Yeah, I got an extreme success.
Yes.
Did you?
Wow.
So now you attacked him. Okay.
Mhm.
If you, as a player, gets attacked, you get to decide whether you're going to try and dodge or fight me off. As a monster, I don't get that decision. If you
Okay.
attack me, I have to try and fight you off.
Okay.
So it's kind of an opposed fight check. Let me see what I got. He got a hard success. You got an extreme success, which means you won the roll, so you get to do your damage.
Sweet. Holy shit.
Damn
I
it.
What'd
rolled
you get?
2 ones.
Plus
So
one.
+1, +1. So 4. I did 4 fudging
Or
damage.
damage. You don't know. That could be awesome. You
That's
don't know.
not
How
awesome.
many hit points you have?
I know, but
It
it's
might
not
be-
great.
See,
That's
we're
the
used to
lowest I
DN
could possibly
We're
roll.
used to D&D where
We're
things
used to
have
D&D where you get like
hundreds.
15 damage, and then but that's like the most hit points some people have sometimes in this
That is
game.
frustrating. I am frustrated right now.
He's releasing these like weird
from both
alien
hands?
sounding like squeals or whatever, like threatening sounds.
What do
And
they
then
sound
you
like?
so you pop out your blades with the shink or whatever it is, and like
You made the sound effects for the shink, but not the weird sounding noises.
I don't know what it sounds.
We
it's
have a sound
alien.
effect for the shink.
That's true.
Yeah, what is
And-
like?
I don't
you
know.
Need to let Spencer know what he needs to
I
search
can't
for.
do.
Those kind of things.
There you go.
That's good.
That was pretty
I
good.
don't think you need
Only-
to find any sounds.
Yeah.
That was pretty good.
Only one of his gloves are off, right?
Only one of his gloves.
Okay.
So you snap your blades and you like slash at him, and you do cut him a little bit, and he releases like a squeal of pain or whatever, but he doesn't seem like he was that hurt.
Bummer.
Now he's going to return the favor.
Is the most amount of hit points that any character can have is 20?
On a character sheet it is, but that's not necessarily the same for monsters.
So he lashes at you with the tentacle hand.
So my options are to dodge or fight him off.
Yes, you can try to fight him off, in which case, if your fight is better than his fight, you can do damage to him.
And a fight, what is a fight?
It's your
Oh,
fight
so I
check.
just
Your
attack
straight-
again?
Yeah. And if you want to dodge while he's attacking, you have to roll a dodge check.
All right, I'm going to fight him off then.
All right. Go ahead and roll.
I got a 40. Regular success.
He got a 35, which is also regular success.
If he's fighting back, highest level of success wins, but draw equals initiator wins.
So he lashed out a hand and these tentacles came out. All right, you take 7 points of damage. What's your
Whoa.
total?
12.
Okay, so you've taken more than half of your hit points in damage, which is a major wound.
Yeah.
And then he has to roll a what to see if he passes out?
Constitution. He falls unconscious if he fails.
That's fail.
He just seems more powerful than a man of his size should be, because he's obviously not a man.
A tentacle monster.
So the tentacle monster's hands, he lashes back out at you and whacks you with them. Your eyes kind of black out a little bit, and then you just fall down and lay on the office floor.
Ooh.
So we're going to jump over to what Hondo and Kieran and
Macklemore.
Mac the Knife are doing.
We're going thrift shopping.
I mean, she has a point. You got her in a insane prison uniform and a trench coat and a mask.
We have to do this montage. It's Mac and I sitting drinking champagne going, no, girlfriend. Try the next one. Try that other
Yeah,
brown.
I'd say before they go to the museum, Kieran would probably
Stop
so
strongly
you have,
somewhere.
you
suggest.
have like a trench coat on.
Yeah, I've
My-
got a trench coat on.
My trench coat. Don't lose that, please.
I'm gonna lose
I
it.
say right before I black out.
Don't lose my trench coat. So you guys are going to the library.
Library.
So actually, Hondo is a librarian.
Oh man, they don't call him Hondo here, do
No,
they?
they call him Charles
Oh,
Ooh.
that's okay. I'm okay with that.
Charles.
because you work at a university.
It's okay. I'm in charge of their days and the nights. So.
Assistant librarian at the University Library of Miskatonic University in the Miskatonic Valley. And you guys are in the library, and oddly enough, Hondo, you feel at home here. Like you are extremely familiar with this library and its layout and the books in it. You feel like you know everything about here, but not exactly how you know. It's kind of a recollection from the life you've been shot into.
Okay, we walk in. What does the library look like?
So it's just like your standard
Is it
university
grand?
library. Yeah, it's grand. Pretty big library. It's probably the biggest in Arkham City. Do you guys remember why you're here?
No, I do. I have a knife in my pocket, so.
Is that a knife in your
That's a
pocket?
knife in my pocket.
Yeah, okay.
And I guess I'm happy to see everyone.
Yeah.
No, I walk in
Okay.
and I say, "Oh, hi, Sally." Oh, hi, Sally. No, what the hell?
You can do this.
You're a cowboy.
All right. Oh, hello, Sally.
The woman at the
Sure,
desk
yeah.
is like, "Hello, Charles." She kind of,
I like your hair today.
"Oh, thanks. I can't do anything with it."
You're real friendly with these people, aren't you?
I guess so. I'm at home here.
Max
right?
with him too, right?
Well, yeah, Max said, "Hello, Sally."
Just ignore him. They're my colleague. Nope. Let me start over. They are colleagues from out of town. Yeah. This is Mac and this is Kieran. They're just here to visit our library.
Yeah, did you get him visitor passes?
No, actually, that's why we're here. We need to grab some of those from you.
Don't know if you need to roll for that
That's what I'm wondering.
because that's her job, is to give out visitor passes.
Well, then no, he's just
And he's
telling
the
the
assistant
truth.
Yeah, and
librarian,
you are
so-
telling the truth, and you are the kind of person in your past life who would have been getting visitor passes for people. So she doesn't think that this is anything out of the ordinary. It's more like papers with pins on them, so you can safety pin them to your collar or whatever.
And I pin it on Kieran and I throw the other one at Mac.
You almost said Bubda.
No, I didn't almost say
Bubda would be eating the books by now.
Yeah.
He doesn't think anything about you throwing it at him. He just pins it on. He knows you guys don't like him, and he
Right.
kind of doesn't like you either.
Yeah.
He kind of doesn't even know why he came with you. Oh, he needs to find out what happened to the people in the sewers.
Yeah.
He's like, all right, smarty pants. You going to do the book thing and find out what's going on?
It's called reading.
Yes, follow me. Goodbye, Sally.
Bye, Charles.
I take them over to Egyptian studies.
All right. Do a
yeah.
use library check. Is
This
that
is
what
a
it's
weird
called?
skill. It's
What?
library use, but yeah.
I fail pretty bad.
What did you get?
A 90. I have a 60 of library.
Yeah, he's great at
And
it.
you got a what? A 90?
90.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Do you want to push
I'm
it?
gonna push for
I
that.
don't know. Is there a push? Can you do a push? Yeah, you can
You
do
have
a
to
push.
think
for
about.
anything.
I mean, you can push for anything, but like, what would the
But what would my
consequences
consequence
be?
be? A
He
bookcase
tears the
falls
book
on me?
Yeah, you.
I eat them on accident.
So you get a regular success, you learn some information. You get a hard success, you learn more information. You get an extreme success, you learn more information. So I would guess if you fail, you didn't
We don't
learn
learn
any
anything.
information. If you push it,
You lose.
I'm
I
going to
lose
maybe push it
memories?
down a little bit where you're going to need to get.
You've lost the ability.
You've lost the
gain
ability
some
to get
knowledge.
all
Sucks
information.
that,
Yeah, that's pretty good.
This is your profession
But I because of these.
because of the dice roll. You
And
can't do it.
because that was his past life's profession. Like he's using stolen knowledge from the guy who lived
Tales
here.
of Nowhere can kind of
Yeah. I
skirt,
mean,
you could
skirt
say
the rule,
that.
but like if we were actually playing Call of Cthulhu, that would just suck.
yeah,
Yeah.
it would suck.
You
It's
would have
like,
just been a sucky
This is my
librarian.
profession, and
Yeah.
I just
This is Days
Suck.
of Future Past, and the link is breaking for some
Yes.
reason.
Yeah, exactly.
We gotta fix it.
Yeah.
All right, so I'll let you roll again.
Okay.
The
Again or a push?
if you were going to push,
Yeah.
the consequence is you are no longer able to get an extreme success. So you will not be able to learn at the full amount
Yeah.
of information.
Okay.
What's the default? Oh my gosh. What's the
Wait,
default?
why are you opposing?
Is there a default on use library?
20%.
20%? Mac just got a critical, like an extreme success
Oh
his
my
first try
God.
on his
Yes.
library.
Oh, I failed
yes,
it.
I love it.
No, but it's library use, so that means he can find things. It doesn't mean he's like a smart guy.
No, but
No,
it means
but
that he
he-
found what you
yeah,
guys couldn't.
he randomly opened a book.
Guys,
Even if it's by accident, he found
so,
it.
Well, I got a hard success as well just now.
so you guys are over like standing in front of this Egyptian book
Like, poring over
section,
the
and you're
book.
just like going alphabetically or something, and so Mac just walks right up to this shelf that looks like it's ancient books, and he's like, "Guys," but as he's saying it, Karen, well, what did you get on your push?
I got a regular. So Hondo's
Okay.
over here. He's like, I'm doing Hondo.
Yeah.
I'm pretty. Nope. Howdy.
Do a nerdy Western accent.
I'm pretty sure it's right here, and I'm just like rifling through things.
Yeah.
I'm like, Kieran, it's right here. It's just right here. It's almost. I think
Hey.
it's.
Brainiacs, eggheads, look, see this right here? I'm guessing this is what we're looking for.
Hey, old guys, do those still work?
Hondo is a little annoyed that he can't library as well as this mobster.
And the mobster just got lucky,
Yeah.
honestly.
Yeah.
So
The book fell off the shelf, open
And
on the
opened
page,
the page, yeah. And he accidentally stepped on
you say,
it.
Yeah.
look at that.
and he tripped and his
He's
face
like
fell off.
manhandling the book too, I imagine.
Yeah. Kieran, you notice that I mean, you can't read all the titles. These are older looking books, but one of them seems to be out of order alphabetically from where it should be.
Well, I'm gonna pull that off the shelf.
Okay, the minute you pull that book, like
Tentacle monster.
you hear a unlatch kind of a sound somewhere in the wall, and like the sound of wheels and gears going, and then the bookshelf just like moves slightly to one side,
Wait.
shakes loose a little
Where
bit.
are we? We're like
dust.
in a corridor off from
Yeah.
everything.
You're like in the library, but like in a kind of a corner
Okay.
section that not a lot of people go to.
Neat.
Maybe by design, not a lot of people go
Sure.
to this section. So
Cool.
Guys, I just think we found a secret layer. There's probably a supervillain down there.
Hondo just looks at her like, I don't even. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. What's going on? So we
you guys push
we
the
push the
Okay.
push the briefcase. No, it's a bookcase.
bookcase. Push the briefcase aside.
Open, if you will.
All right, so you guys push it aside, and it does kind of reveal a dark corridor with stairs that look like they go down a little bit. This is the weirdest thing I've ever seen in a library. So we going into the creepy corridor.
Is there light down there, or do we need?
There's
to...
no light.
All right.
I kind of want to go back to the car and get my bat. And he just walks to get his bat.
I go to my office
All right, yeah, you go to your office.
and I find a flashlight in my office.
I would imagine you would have a flashlight in
So
your
much
office.
easier.
You've convinced me. You have a flashlight.
Deal. Okay.
All right.
I go
and-
back to Kieran, and I assume Mac's back with. the
Yeah,
bat.
Mac's back with his bat. Mac and his bat.
Mac
Black
attack.
Betty.
He's back.
Mac bat attack.
All right, you guys ready?
I'll go first. And she starts down the stairs.
Oh, all right.
That works.
Into the dark. All right, you turn on your flashlight and follow behind.
Kieran, wait. The flashlight.
Mac follows behind
Yeah, I
you.
guess I don't have control of light anymore, and she takes it.
There you go.
Isaac
Holy
Wexler,
hell.
you have taken your dear sweet mother to lunch.
Did I
Good
pick
boy.
her up beforehand?
Yes, you
And I
picked her
pulled
up
up
in
to
your
a house
cherry
that's-
red. So your father made a good living with being a pillar of the community as
Mhm.
well as a shadow runner for the mob,
Smuggler.
a smuggler for the mob.
Let's not cross universes too much.
Right? Like that line, I guess, is of people. Your family's history is with being the makers of the town. Like you guys are kind of responsible for the Arkham that is.
Mhm.
You pick her up in a very nice house that she lives in and has like a maid, I guess, and take her to lunch.
Okay.
Sound good?
Sounds
Do you want
great.
you want to pick it up from the picking her up, or do you want to pick it up from lunch?
It's probably from lunch. Yeah.
All right.
Where are we?
You're at like a French restaurant.
Okay.
There's crowd around. There's people like there's forks clanking on plates as
Okay.
people eat, and there's a little discussion in the background.
I'm a little fidgety, and I'm just tapping, not really paying attention to my mom, just kind of glancing down at my ring, like
Okay.
thinking about how everybody else is doing.
And she's meanwhile going over her life. So I said, Gladys, just cut him loose. He's no good anymore for you. Wouldn't you say?
Yeah, that's great, Mom.
All right. You know, I'm really excited to go to this museum exhibit.
Uh-huh.
It's brand new. And they say they've got mummies there. You know what a mummy is?
One of you, right?
Yep, there it is.
there.
Put him. Shh.
Don't get smart aleck with your mother.
I get smart Isaac with my mother.
But I'm ching.
Yeah.
Better and better, sir.
Yeah.
So she's like, it's how the Egyptians used to do their dead. They didn't bury them like we do. And they wrapped them up in this, like, wrapping things.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You are so annoyed right now, aren't you?
Yeah. I'm literally thinking of anything else I could be doing.
Anyway, so Gladys has this niece who just got out of a relationship. And we were talking, and we think that she'd be perfect for you.
Mom, you know how I feel about all that stuff. I don't think I'm gonna. I don't know if I'm gonna do the dating thing.
What do you mean you're not going to do the dating thing? Isaac Wexler, you better give me grandchildren. I don't understand what's going on right now. You know what it is? You're always running around with those other people.
Uh-huh.
You never settle down and meet a nice girl. She'll take care of your house. She'll cook and clean for you.
Is that what you did for Dad?
Of course. I mean, well, I supervised. I hired people to do it for your father.
Yeah, that's not something I really want to get into in a public place because I feel like you're gonna get mad at me. I'm gonna go to the bathroom really quick and then I get up from the table.
Okay, but don't take too long and remember to wash your hands.
I always do. I sneak away to the table into like a little area, like whether it's the bathroom or not, just somewhere
Okay.
that I can be alone for a sec.
Smoking section.
the smoking section, and then I lift up my ring and I say, "Spaceman to Wolverine, come in, Wolverine."
I have a question. Can we talk
Blades.
1-to-1, or is it just everyone here?
I think it's all to all.
It's
I think, yeah, it's
right?
all to all is what we've established. Maybe when you get back to the cafe, you can try and ask Copernicus.
Upgrades.
Yeah.
Turn in our experience points.
Uh-huh.
All right. There's no reply.
Coyote calling back.
Coyote.
Coyote looking for a 6 on Wolverine.
A 6-shooter. Oh, I don't know. We're not with him. Wolverine. He's probably driving and can't answer the ring right now because that's crazy, scary shit.
Yeah, maybe. Okay, I'll touch base with you later. And then I go back.
Before you go back,
Okay.
the
Good luck with your mom.
the TST beeps at you,
Oh,
so that you know that you're getting an incoming.
okay. I look at it. What does it say?
All right, so you push the button showing that you're ready to talk.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, little thing. Are you there? You talking to me now?
Little thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's not calling me little thing.
I wish he was.
That's what it sounds like.
He's like, "Nah, I have little issue to go over with you. Please to be keeping Hondo away from any electromagnetic pulses.
What?
No, it's nothing. It's nothing. But it's very important. But it's nothing. Hondo gonna blow up. It's like, Bubda, shut up.
Wait.
What?
No, wait, what?
He's like, but
What was he saying? What do you
give me one moment.
What do you mean he's gonna blow
Okay,
up?
he's like, Bubda's in the background. In the background, you hear this door shut, and Bubda is no longer making noise. Okay. He's slight exaggeration. He's not going to blow up. He just could. He's not going to, but his possibility he may explode a little bit.
Why?
I mean, I cannot be too sure, but based on what I hear from the little goblin, something may have happened when you were in the last world, and something might be inside of Hondo. Is he with you now?
No, we got separated. What do you
No.
mean? What
No, you don't have to say anything right now. Just keep him away from electromagnetic pulses, and then when you get back, I fix.
like what? Have you seen this place? It's like there's barely electricity.
Oh, then you are fine. He's very little possibility he explode. The goblin is overreacting. I just thought I'd tell you in case there is electromagnetic pulse.
Thanks, you're so kind. And then I go back. I hit the button and go back to the.
You
table.
hung up on him?
Yeah.
All right. What took you so long? Are you having the constipation problems again? Do I need to make an appointment for you with the doctor?
Yes, let's go to the museum now.
All right. As you guys go down the stairway, they look like they're cut out of stone. The steps are. It's really nicely like hewn or whatever. When you get down to the bottom, it's like a secret library. And you shine the flashlight around, you see just like shelves of books and cases and like the pedestal things with open books on it. There's tables with open books on it.
Do we see other openings?
No, there's no windows, no other doors or anything.
What I'm doing, I would just want to rifle through things.
If you're trying to search through the books and stuff, it would be a
I mean, there is a rifle skill.
Is it really?
I'm getting rifles.
it would be a roll library. So Mac is like, damn, it's dark down here. You got another one of them flashlights?
Yes, over here in this special. No, I don't. Look around for another like a light or a fire or something. So we investigate.
All right, so he's looking around for that. Roll a library use.
I failed, but I got a 69.
Worth it.
I got a hard success.
Oh, okay.
Got so hard right there.
As you guys are looking at the bookshelves, Karen, you're just kind of like, you can't figure out what some of these books are for. Some of them look like they've been bound in like tree bark or like naturally, held together by twine. Some of them look like they're written in languages that you can't identify as anything earthly. Some of the titles almost seem like the letters are fuzzy or something. Like your mind just will not read them, or like they're rearranging themselves. You can't really tell. It's just like every time you try to read them, you get confused and have to like look away. As you guys are looking, the lights come on, and you look over, and there's Mac. He's like, I found the lights.
Nice work, Mac.
Nice work. So you, Hondo, got the hard success.
Correct.
You're starting to recall your life as a librarian before. There are books in the world, in the natural world? No, not in the natural world, but not of the natural
Sure.
world. But you had always assumed that they were like librarian myths or like, things that people say to scare each other, just
Old
something
wives'
silly,
tales, that kind of stuff.
old
yeah.
wives' tales. And you are starting to realize like this is those books
Like
that they
the
do exist.
Occult books that
Yeah.
no one. Yeah. Okay.
They do
Yeah.
exist.
They do exist. And also when the lights come on, you see, so there's one pedestal kind of thing in the room that has a big open book. It's the exact type of book that you use in the library upstairs when people check out books.
Is that what I find on my hard success?
That's what you found on your hard success.
All right, I go over to look at it.
As you're looking at it and you're reading in, you can see that almost all of the professors or heads of departments' names are in here. Like almost all the professors in the university know about this library and have taken things in the past from it.
Wow.
There's a lot that are still outstanding. All of them were taken out by Professor Alice Derleth, who you know to be the occult studies or the occult sciences professor. And the titles of those books are what's entered in here. Let me put it this way. If you were going to be researching like Egyptian occultism or the knives or whatever, the books that she has are the exact books that you would have tried to look at
Assumed to
for
look at, okay.
for this sort of a thing. So the ones that you would have used to research this kind of what's going on look like they're all checked out by her.
So I know Alice. What was it?
Alice Derleth. You kind of know all the professors who work at the university because they all kind of come through the library or have students coming to the library or whatever. Not on a personal level, but you know of them.
Hondo, noticing that,
Mm-hmm.
he turns to the guys and says, to Mac and Kira and says, "Guys, come here. Come look at this."
Okay.
And then I show him the book and I say, "I know her. This is Professor Derleth."
Well, I guess we're gonna have to go see her.
As you guys are there talking, you hear footsteps of somebody running down the cement stairs or the rock stairs in there. And what comes out is a very gray-haired, older-looking man with a mustache and like a bow tie, a tweed jacket or whatever. Immediately, Hondo, you recognize him. Charles. You recognize him as Dr. Henry Armitage, the chief librarian. And as he enters the door, right there standing by the door, the light switch, or the doorway, I guess there's not a door there. Right by the light switch is Mac, and Mac cocks back his black bat like he's ready to fight whoever's running down the stairs.
Yes.
Okay.
And so I'm an assistant librarian.
Mhm.
So how far below him am I?
Oh yeah, he's like your direct supervisor.
Wait, Mac, wait. Don't do anything rash.
Yeah, no, he's gonna stop on your word. But Dr. Henry Armitage is upon reaching the bottom of the stairs, sees the mobster with a bat and kind of flinches a little bit. Charles, what are you doing down here? And why are you bringing other people in here? You were never meant to find this place until I've retired.
So you know about this place then?
Of course I know about this place. There are books that should not be circulated, and they're stored down here. Who are these people? Who is she?
Henry, it's fine. They're colleagues from another state. I know it's a lie.
All right, it's going to be a fast Yeah, that's going to be a fast talk.
Another place.
94%.
94%? What's your fast talk at?
5.
Okay, yeah. He does not believe you at
Alex
all.
likes to fast talk, I guess, but I don't have the skill for that.
Hondo's not so
All right.
great at it.
No.
Because
That's all right.
he talks very slow.
Because he
Yeah.
failed also.
Oh.
So nothing happens? No
So
one believes anyone?
no one's going to call anyone else on the lie. He can tell you're not being completely truthful, but he also knows he's got guilt by
He got
hiding this place
busted.
from you. Yeah, you guys are both busted.
It's kind of a success.
A little
Yeah.
bit.
Kind of. Henry, but why do we have this place?
There are books that others shouldn't have, but they're important.
Knowledge is knowledge. Everyone should have access to knowledge, right?
Hey, old Hondo, there you are.
Right?
Yeah.
Sorry, are you using the accent? He's like,
I'm slowly back in and out.
oh, Charles, there was a time I believed that as well.
Oh my god, this reminds me of
Charles.
Magneto.
Yeah,
and
Magneto.
Professor X.
There's a time I believed that
He's
information
definitely
should be free
Ian.
as well, but the information, the knowledge in these books really should never have been recorded on paper. He goes to one of the shelves and he pulls out a book and he opens it. He sets the book down in front of you and he's all, read this line, but only that line and don't even look at the others.
Okay.
You do it?
I read it.
Okay. Roll a sanity check.
Oh, damn it. 66, and my sanity is a 45.
All right. So you take 2 points of sanity.
That's
down.
not bad.
No.
No ill effects.
He specifically chose a passage that was not going to do extreme amounts of harm to you.
But like, why do I lose?
Because the sentence that you read, I'm not
does
even
it
going to
say?
make up. It's just so outlandish and
It would make
things
people
that,
go
that
insane.
should not happen. Like the words, the way the words are arranged, the way that the sentence is structured, but also like the content of what the sentence talks about. Your brain cannot comprehend it. In fact, your brain feels like it's burning up just trying. It hurt you, not physically, but it psychologically, you feel like this sentence is going to haunt you for probably the rest of your life.
Wow.
And immediately when you're done reading it, he slams the book shut and takes it back.
Henry, what the hell was that? And I'm like baffled. My brain is
Right.
just exploding.
All the people up there in the streets and at their homes are living their happy little lives in their happy little world, believing what they can understand. But these books contain things that are outside of that world. And to release them to the public or in contexts where they wouldn't understand would be disastrous. We, as librarians, are the guardians of this knowledge. You and I need to make sure that they are only shared with those who can handle it or that have great need of it. There is a time and a place for this knowledge, but not just for anyone.
Hondo goes over as he's speaking. His hands on his head, and he goes over and sits down on a chair next to up against the wall.
Max, like, what the hell did you do to him? And what those Egyptian guys? This is all really weird. You guys are really weird. This ain't normal, but you better start talking, librarian.
I mean, I kind of agreed. It's a little weird, Mac.
That's exactly what I was gonna say. I agree.
mean-
This is. I don't understand. I don't even know how to comprehend what you're saying.
She's like, how can a book hurt you? And she like picks up a book and like flips it open.
Do you really do that?
Yeah, she
All
was just a book.
Dr. Armitage like runs off. He like tries to shut the book and take it back from you.
You should not even be here! These are not librarians! Why
Don't
did you bring
point
them?
at me.
Taking it.
Roll and intimidate. Roll and intimidate.
I got a 28. And that is a success.
He immediately, like, upon retrieving the book from you, like, hugs it to his chest, but he gets as far away from you as possible and, like, just stares at you.
He's like, I insist you leave at once.
Henry, if they're so dangerous, why are you keeping them here? Just get rid of them. Just burn them.
The things in these books are not the only things, even on this planet, that should not exist. And if we are going to deal with those things, we're going to need the knowledge to do so. And that's what these books are for.
Charles is blown out of his brain is exploding.
Okay.
But Hondo gets it. He knows
Okay.
voodoo. He gets.
Yeah.
You know.
And you've
And I
seen
hate that I'm
otherworldly
talking about
things.
me in two different ways.
But you kind of are. I
yeah.
mean,
One of them has to win this.
you have to
situation.
exist in the
Yes.
Call of Cthulhu world and play by its rules, but you also have this other knowledge of the other worlds that you've been to
Right.
yourself.
So I took the sanity, but I would say that Hondo is very familiar with these feelings.
Yeah. You're not temporary insane or anything.
Well, you mentioned that people shouldn't have access to this, but Alice has these books.
He kind of looks like that's news to him. He's like,
Which books has she taken?
Everything about Egyptian history, lore, all that.
he goes to the registry that you had looked at and sees kind of the books that she has taken out.
And I stand up and I go stand by him and I kind of point, yeah. And then I pull out my knife and I show it to him. I say, what do I say? These friends of mine, we found this and we came here to try to figure out what it is.
He puts down the book that he took away from Kieran. All right, so he kind of motions towards you and he's like, "May I?" Like he wants to see the
And
knife.
Charles hesitates. Should I call myself Hondo?
I.
You can say "I."
Oh, right, I. I'm not used to saying I. Yeah, I hesitantly give it to him.
He looks at it over and he like examines the symbols and kind of looks at it a little bit. Oh my gosh, I just rolled another 1.
What?
Yeah,
I did.
Charles.
He's like, it's the esoteric order of Armahad Noth.
What's that?
When you look at him, like he's got this look on his face like he's starting to connect.
Yeah.
It almost looks like he's now in pain a little bit. Like the connections that he's making in his head are starting to be of a bigger, like insaner picture.
Uh-huh.
And he like drops the knife.
You must retrieve these books. We need this information.
That means we have to go find Alice.
Professor Derleth has access to the library because she is the occult sciences professor, and she has expertise and experience in handling matters of the occult. I do trust her. If she took the books, there's probably a very good reason, but we need to face this together, or at least you need to help her face this.
All right, so you're saying that she's already faced things like this before.
Oh, yes, she has. And I have.
All right.
Little old badass over here.
In my younger days, perhaps, but
Well, how do we find her? Do we go?
I'm afraid Professor Derleth has taken a leave of absence. She's staying at a cabin, I believe, that her family owns. You might have to travel there at Kingsport.
Let's go. Do you have an address?
I'm afraid I don't. You might have to do a little bit of research. But as a library assistant, I dare say you aren't afraid of that.
They should be.
Mac's like, yeah, right. I'll find it. Don't worry. I got connections.
He's got connections.
I know a guy. He kind
That's
of.
a cute little librarian.
Yeah,
equipment
I
that
pick
just
up the
happened there.
knife.
You pick up the knife. As you do, he takes your hand into his hand, and he looks you in the eye, and he's like,
You aren't going to know what to believe and what not to believe. But believe me when I hired you for this position.
Believe me.
But don't know what to believe, but believe me.
I believe that if
But you can believe me. And I took you on as an assistant because I saw in you the ability to handle this.
You didn't see my sanity numbers. So.
no, apparently not.
I can't believe you've been dealing with this yourself. Who else can we rely on or not trust?
Very little people that you can trust. Most of the professors here at the university can be trusted at times, but this information has a way of turning people. People get dragged into these sorts of situations more often than is widely known. You might also find unlikely allies.
I looked at Karen and was like, should we go?
Yes, let's get the hell out of here. Smells like nerd in here.
That's a cleaner smell than you're used to, isn't it?
Oh, you guys go off, huh?
Yep.
All right, nice. The museum is actually at Miskatonic University.
So is it like big? Is there a lot of people and
It is
banners
big, and there's
stuff?
lots of people around, and there's banners, yeah, and there's a big like, oh, Egyptian exhibit.
Is
blah,
that what
blah,
the sign
blah.
says?
They did.
Yeah.
Ooh!
Ooh! Inside, I mean, there's just a bunch of stuff. You
Yeah,
kind
is
of
it
learn.
just straight up Egyptian, or are they
Well-
like showcasing something?
It is straight up Egyptian, but you have like pamphlets or whatever about, and basically it tells the story that the university had funded an expedition for Dr. Francis Morgan, who is the head of archaeology at the university, to do an archaeological dig in Egypt based on some hunches that he had. And he took some, like a crew with him. They hired a crew when they got there of just workers, and they had discovered the tomb of Amahad Nath, which was a magician to the pharaoh back in the day.
A magician?
A magician to the pharaoh.
Cool.
And he had amassed wealth and fame with the pharaoh. So when he died, he was given his own tomb.
Okay, so I think this is weird that the Egyptian exhibit and the whole Egyptian knife thing are happening at roughly the same time, and the whole
Mhm.
dig thing. Is there anything that looks similar to the knife on
Yeah,
display?
the knife looks like it's along the same vein of what you're seeing here, only the knife looks new and everything here looks old.
Okay, but there's no like old versions of the knife.
No. So what you see is there's a lot of artifacts like in gold in glass cases. There's a lot of gold stuff. Actually, as you're searching around, so you're trying to specifically see if there's something that matches kind of like the knife or whatever.
Yeah.
As you're looking around, your TST beeps, but it's not like the call beep. It's more, it's
It's a
the
text
text
alert?
message. Yeah,
Okay.
beep. Your mom's like, "What's that sound? Did you hear that? It was like a beeping.
No, I didn't hear anything. Are you okay?
Are you sure?"
I'm pretty sure.
She looks around. She's like, "Maybe I'm having. It's an early warning sign of a stroke. I'm gonna have a stroke."
Do you know what a stroke is? It's 1920.
I know. Do they?
I don't know.
Yeah, it's just a joke. It's not important to the story.
That's
so we're,
true. Okay, so I glance at the text readout.
as you're reading it, it says picking up the interdimensional readings in your area.
I'm sorry? Already? What? So yeah, as I'm sitting there, I dig the pocket watch out of my vest,
Mhm.
and then I have the TST on upside down, so when I look at the pocket watch, I can
Mhm.
see the TST as well,
Okay.
just under my sleeve, and I look around to try to find what the bracelet's talking about.
There's something that's resonating at a different
frequency.
dimensional frequency.
Yeah, okay.
All you can really see are artifact-looking things in glass cases.
Huh.
And then you see Hondo. Hey! No. JK.
Actually, you guys, upon leaving the library or whatever, or you would have seen like posters in the library now advertising the Egyptian museum exhibit in the university.
And then we keep walking.
Yeah, you might just keep walking.
We go, that's probably where Isaac is going.
Maybe we should go swing over there.
Before you go into a different city to go to a different cabin.
Oh,
to...
nah.
All right, then you get another beep on the thing, and the text is like, "Did you find it?"
I hold my pocket watch up to my face, trying to look like, oh, is this thing broken? But I whisper into the thing, no, I can't see anything out of place. Is there a more accurate sensor or something?
The text come back, and he's like, "No, I'll tell you when you're close."
Okay, we're playing
Hot and cold.
Hot and cold here.
Yeah. So you just start walking around holding out your pocket watch.
Yeah, so I'm just and I'm with my mom. I'm like, oh, look at this. Oh, look at this over here. And then I like walk really fast over to the other thing, and then I look at another thing. I'm like, oh, over here, this is cool too. And then I walk really fast over, just like,
Isaac, slow down. I
walk-
want to see this.
I just want to see everything so fast all at once.
Yeah.
And so I just walk the perimeter as fast as I can.
Okay, and she tries to keep up with you as fast
Okay.
as she can.
This was a great idea, Mom. Look at all this stuff.
All right, you get to one glass case that has some stuff in it, and you hear the bing. There it is. I hear it again. Then she starts looking everywhere. She's like, "Do you hear it?"
I almost crash into the display case because the sound throws me off a
Oh,
little bit.
really?
And I ignore her and I look in the case.
Inside the case, there are a certain number of things. You see a copper rod, approximately 3 feet in length.
What? You wrote detailed measurements of everything in the display case?
What's in the display case? Other than that, there's no stunning markings. There is a golden statue of a cobra. There is a rectangular golden box with a jade scarab beetle fastened to the lid. There is a decaying sword with a carving of a crane and an ankh in the hilt. There's a bronze hoop necklace on a chain, a golden statue of a faceless man holding a dagger, and a clay jar with the sculpted head of a cat on the lid.
And just then, Hondo and Kieran show up.
Grab the cat.
It's actually just a cat that got loose in the museum,
Yeah.
and you're on the other side of the room.
Chasing a cat.
Isaac.
Yeah.
He's been chasing a cat
Just
into
on
the
a
museum.
regular old cat
Somebody
chase.
stop that cat! So you guys never said for sure you did decide to go to the museum?
I imagine that if you've seen it, you would make the connection that, oh, that's where Isaac's going to be.
We would, yes.
And you don't want to necessarily use your infinity ring because we know that somebody else has the other one.
I also, being in the state that I'm in, don't want to go up to Alice's scary cabin by myself. As we're walking out of the library, we see the posters and flyers, and I say, Kieran, isn't that where Isaac and his mother were going?
I'm very interested in this. We should go.
She's very difficult. Yeah.
I want to see him struggle with it.
And if we're going to go up to Alice's place, we probably need as much help as we can get. So hopefully they're done with their cute date and we can go.
Do you think she's the type to pinch his cheeks?
Definitely.
Don't
Oh,
give
yes.
Joshua ideas.
Oh yeah, this is happening now. What the hell? We're supposed to be finding out what happened to the rum runners.
Right.
Not to your little professor.
You'll be very intrigued by this woman.
She's very buxom.
I resent the fact that you guys think I'm that kind of a guy. I'm not a pig.
You've literally hit on every woman we've seen.
I'm
in this.
pretty sure you've been terrible talking about this girl and Sally and every woman we've seen. So
The women, look at them. But that don't mean that I'm gonna just lose my mind over. Well, if I meet the right one, yeah, I'll lose my mind over her.
would you want to go see Alice just with the three of us, or should we get some more help? The rum is broken and gone because of this Egyptian knife, and that's what this is leading us to, is Alice.
We need to go ask Alice.
All right, all
Oh my
right.
God.
Thank you. I couldn't remember what I was trying to say. It's go ask Alice. That is
All
it.
he cares about is the rum stuff.
Right.
So
Yeah.
you have
Why is
to
the
point
rum
out to
gone?
him why he's doing things for the rum. Okay.
Exactly.
From across the crowded museum, the only recognizable thing that I can see among the flood of bowler hats
Yes.
and fedoras is one lone brown cowboy hat.
Do you call for Hondo or do you call for Rope?
And
Hey, Rope.
it's Rope. My friends are here. Not the troublemaker one.
Who's the girl? I'd never seen her before. Oh, this is why you didn't want to date Gladys's niece. Oh.
Sure. Let's go now.
Why is she wearing a mask?
I'm already walking towards them. Guys, there's something I have to show you, and I kind of jiggle my wrist and let the sleeve slide down to expose the bracelet.
All right. Howdy, Mrs. Isaac.
This is my mom.
I'm sure they've seen a watch before, Isaac. She looks at Karen. She's like, she's got really good birthing hips.
Karen like puts her other hand down on her hip and she's just like, huh.
Not sure if that's a
Feeling?
compliment.
She's like, is that right? Is that
So,
true?
This is your mother. You've told us so much about her.
Oh.
I sure have. So, okay, I'll let you guys get to know each other. Come on, Hondo. And then I grab Hondo and run over to the other
I
display
need to take a
case.
leak. All right, let's go.
While the boys are talking, maybe we could get to know each other. How do you know Isaac?
Oh, just here and there.
Here and there.
Oh,
Your
he
boy-
gets around.
Oh, my Isaac.
I don't know if this is
You
gonna
know,
make her
it's
happy or
starting to
sad.
make a little bit more sense. To be honest, I'm a little relieved. When Isaac was born, he had an undescended testicle. The doctors said it would go away on it. It would come down on its own, and it eventually did. But I always wondered if maybe it didn't mess with his sense of self-masculinity a little bit.
Okay, Joshua pulled that story out way too quick for it not to be true.
Let's stay in the zone for a while.
For so long.
All right.
Well, that is just simply fascinating.
Right?
I feel like I'm learning so much about Isaac.
Oh, honey, I could tell you stories. Let's go look at some stuff.
And we go wander off to go look
Okay.
at stuff.
All right.
And I take Hondo over to the display case where the TST beeped. All right, man. There's something in here that we need.
How was your date with your mom?
Oh my god. Can we stay on this, please, so we can get out of here?
He doesn't want to talk about it.
Hondo does a sly smile, and then yeah. All right, what are we looking at here?
One of these things is not like the other.
Yeah.
We need to take one of these things, but I have no idea which one. How many objects are there in total? 5?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
7.
Can't just take it, says Charles, and then Hondo's like, this is stupid. Yeah, can we just grab all of them?
That's what I want. Yeah, I think so. How do we do that?
Museum robbery.
Yeah.
Hondo shoots the display. case.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Pew, pew.
Okay,
Hondo pulls out
okay.
his gun and smashes the.
I mean, I guess.
Yeah, I look over at Mac and I wave him over.
Okay.
And he's got the black bat resting on his
With
shoulder.
him still? It's not
Yeah,
like
I
hiding
mean,
it.
he's cute. Where's he going to hide it? He didn't go back to the car.
That's a good point.
You glance over and you see that Isaac's mom has now pulled like some really old photographs out of her bag.
Yeah.
Ones that we had to sit still for
You
10
actually
minutes.
get to see pictures of Isaac as a child.
Except they're not actually me.
They're not
Isaac.
actually him, but they look like he would have looked when he was a child.
Oh, precious.
Mac, we need you to make a mess somewhere across the way. And I'm pointing like across the way, kind of trying. We need a distraction. There's something in here that can help us with retrieve the rum.
Sure.
Crap.
You're telling this to
Tell
Mac.
us to Mac.
Okay.
You can use that little bat of yours if you want.
One question. How big of a distraction does this need to be?
Pretty big.
And how much trouble am I going to be in for doing whatever I'm doing?
Hondo says it's just a school, and then Charles is like, but it's an education. It's a place for people to
It's
learn.
an institute of education.
Why
That's
am I
right.
so schizo?
Because you're kind of insane.
Yeah.
You lost a little sanity
That's
today
true.
and
I did.
last time.
That's true. Big enough that everyone's going to look at you. We need to break this glass and grab these things. Well, okay, Hondo tries to open
The case.
the case.
And the
Oh,
alarm
yeah,
goes
it's-
off.
Yeah,
What?
it's locked.
Okay, it is
Yeah,
locked.
there's
It's
like,
1920s.
Okay.
I didn't take any lockpicking skill.
you really shock me there, Mr. Librarian. You're going to steal stuff from a museum?
Look, Mac, I can't be seen doing this, so that's why we need the distraction.
So roll a persuasion?
Mhm.
There are no alarms in museums in the 1920s.
Yeah, I didn't figure
Sweet.
there was.
That's good to know.
Okay. I got a regular.
This has
success.
been your history
You
month.
got a regular success? Okay. I don't know why, but I trust you, librarian.
librarian. I'm a librarian.
Yeah. So he moseys very casual strut, exaggerated casual strut over to one side of the room.
I raise my hand up and I go, ooh, and I say 3, 2, 1, so we can smash this. And I pull out my gun.
All right. I feel like there needs to be a roll to
Okay.
see how well we coordinate
I
that.
like
What's
it.
the skill? What's the skill?
Stealth?
I'm going to say both of us need to get a success on our fighting like it's an unarmed attack.
I got a 2.
Ooh, dang.
Wow,
good.
okay.
Ooh.
And he got a success, and all you guys, you just both needed a success. So you do. Like the minute he breaks his stuff with his bat, you break.
I slam and break it. Yeah.
Okay.
I have a couple. I have pockets in a vest that I can tuck some stuff into.
Well, yeah.
I take the knife out of my vest and unwrap it without touching it, fingerprints aren't a thing, it doesn't matter.
Sure.
And I put that in the display case, and I grab a few
Ooh.
of the things, wrap those in the cloth, and put that in my vest as best as I can.
As best you can, all this
Yes.
stuff. I'm going to say the clay jar is about softball size, maybe. The rod was 3 feet in length, and the decaying sword is probably longer item as well.
Okay.
You'd have to kind of maybe hide in your
Yeah, what do
jacket.
you-
Yeah, I
But
figured
I'm
it was
thinking 3
inside,
feet.
Yeah.
3 feet will still be
I'm gonna put it down my pants.
I can
pretty
put it down.
long.
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
I forgot that I wanted to yell. What's that over there?
No, don't do that.
Why?
Because people always look toward the noise, not where the noise is
Oh,
pointing.
okay, fine. We won't do that then. Okay.
All right. So you guys roll both of you stealth?
Oh, my stealth is 55, and I got a 54.
Dang it.
How'd you do?
You want to burn some luck points?
Kind of. I got a 36, and I have a 25, so that's 9.
The thing is you can recover up to 10 if you do it right.
Okay.
So that's actually not too bad.
Okay. Yeah, I failed by about 9 points, so I'm going to burn 9 of my luck points, which reduces that number from 87, since Isaac is very lucky,
Mm-hmm.
down to 78 to make it a success.
Okay.
Not a great success, but just barely a success.
So Mac just smashes open some display case with some like Egyptian jewelry in it. And he takes out like one of the necklaces and puts it on, and he starts yelling, "This stuff belongs to Egypt. This shouldn't be here. Some guy died for this stuff." Like he's yelling, and he hits a few other things with his bat, like knocks some things. And so some guards are running. Security are coming in from all over the museum. One guy runs right past you guys. Luckily, like he was about to look over at what you guys were doing when Mac breaks something else. And so like he runs to go help the rest of the guards subdue Mac. Something you didn't tell him to do. He just lays into the first guard that gets to him and cracks that guy across the head,
Oh,
like
wow.
knocks that guy out. But then the next guard tackles him down,
Oh,
and they just start like,
wrestling on the ground.
yeah, and they take the necklace off of him and they beat him up a little bit.
Mm.
I'm gonna say, but they start dragging him out of the building, and he's like, "This stuff belongs to Egypt," and then you,
He's an Egyptian protester?
yeah, he's just seeming really, but then, I mean, something that would make sense to you guys, but he just seems like he's a ranting crazy person is, "You owe me, you son of a bitch!" Barbara Wexler and Kieran. So Kieran, you just suddenly hear this crash.
Oh, yeah,
and
you
see-
didn't
Yeah,
know
I wasn't even in on
yeah,
it.
you see people like guards running and they tackle. It's Mac and he's breaking stuff and screaming and they tackle him. But you obviously would look over at what they're doing and could kind of see what they're doing. Barbara Wexler also sees what's going on. So she looks over at you guys and she's like, "Oh my God, Isaac
Mother.
Wexler!"
Okay, we gotta go, right?
Yes. Wait, what did you put in your pants?
The sword or the
either
rod?
the sword or the rod. I think one of us should take each of the.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
I took the rod and I just shoved it down my pant leg.
Okay.
It's only 3 feet, so
That
it
was
should,
me, sorry.
it should fit fairly okay.
I pocket the necklace.
Okay,
I take off rope and I put the softball sized
jar underneath
Jar
it.
in it.
in the hat
That's
and I
good.
just hold up against my body.
Nice, that's a good idea.
We get the other ones?
We get the other ones.
Yeah.
I don't have anything clever, so I just shove things into my vest and in my pockets.
So you-
and-
So I'm going.
You're
or
right
I
next
could
to
help.
Mrs. Wexler, who's like, "Isaac Wexler, Isaac William Wexler."
Yeah, it was super nice to meet you, but we gotta go.
Do we take her with us or not? Because she could tell the police.
She has to come with us.
I think she has to
At
come
least
with
for
us.
now.
Yeah.
Come with me. Come on, let's go.
Okay. I
Good, I
run
like
out
it.
as fast as I can and hop in the car, which is parked very close nearby.
Did
All
it?
right.
Do you have a car?
Yes.
Okay.
Remember the cherry red, whatever
right.
that you guys.
And we follow you to this inconspicuous car.
You had to have the most conspicuous car in town for all these shady dealings that you've been
Didn't
doing.
know it was gonna go like this,
All right.
Joshua.
Wait, you didn't plan for this to happen?
What?
Nope. Yeah, we
All
jumped
right.
in the
But we
car.
did do a good stealth roll, so I think we're probably fine.
And
so we-
Hano braces himself.
yeah, so we drive away.
All right, and you guys see like police cars are coming back
The
to the
opposite
museum,
direction?
the opposite direction.
Okay, so as we're driving away, I turn to you guys and I just say, "Where the hell is Thane?"
You wake up tied very securely to a chair. You're still in Dr. Sabenschreiber's office, and Dr. Sabenschreiber is standing there, and he has replaced the glove, and he's like smoothing down his hair.
What the hell are you?
Well, that's an interesting question, and to be honest, I don't have an answer for you. I was born Dr. Sebastian. Well, not born doctor. I was born Sebastian Sabenschreiber.
I came out of the womb.
We're
with
just
a
doing it
PhD.
now, right? This is like
In a lab coat.
I was born Sebastian Sabenschreiber, but through the years of listening to the patients here at Arkham Asylum, It appears that the universe has made me a bit more. He puts onto his desk the phonograph. So it's like the wood box with the record player thing on it, and like the big horn-looking trumpet thing coming up. And he goes to a cupboard and he pulls out like this brown paper sleeve, and he pulls out of it like a black vinyl record or whatever. And you can see written on the paper sleeve that the disc comes in, or that the record comes in. It says
Music that turns you into an octopus.
Yeah,
it
it's
says
psych
Gillian West session, and then like a date of the session. And he puts the record on there, and he like turns the little crank thing or whatever that powers it, and then puts it and starts spinning, and he puts the needle on there. And he said, "I'll return when this is over." And then he leaves. And as it starts playing, like you hear basically a psychiatric session that Dr. Sabentraber had with one of the patients. This is the session with Gail Leanne West. Gail, you were telling me that you've had some disturbing dreams. Why don't you tell me about those?
I don't think I should, Doctor. When I talk about it seems to get worse.
Now, we've talked about this, Gail Leanne. If you're going to get better, we need to work through this. Explain to me in great detail what you saw in your dream.
Okay, so the minute he walks out the door, I'm struggling against
Okay,
the
what is
ropes
the...
to get out.
So if you're just going to try and power through it, I'm going to make
Strength?
you do a strength check.
Please say you're good at that.
Real good. Highest stat.
Oh,
What'd you
That's
get?
a success.
Okay.
barely.
So you start to make some progress on the ropes. You're managing to like work some of the rope off of one of your legs. As you're doing it, you're listening, and you start hearing like even the sound of the patient's voice that he's talking to sounds, there's something wrong with it. And the things that she's talking about are these fantastical ideas that really mess with your brain. So you are going to need to make a sanity check.
Uh-oh.
I start out in this room, but I can tell that the room isn't part of the earth, and suddenly my skin starts to burn, but it's more like a cold burn, like you touched a cube of ice for too long, and then it's like my mind opened up and I could see. But as I started to see, my brain started to burn, and
So as she's explaining it, like make your sanity check.
6.
Six?
That is a extreme success.
Okay, so you're fine right now because you're so focused on getting
Super
out of the
Super Saiyan.
ropes.
Super Saiyan.
Super sane. All right. So
Super
you
Saiyan thing.
okay? Make another strength check.
Oh yeah, that's a 19. So that
Okay,
is
that's
Oh, okay. That's higher than a fifth, right?
not quite an extreme.
So you're kind of working out the other leg now. And there's a long pause on the record, and you hear Dr. Sabentraber's voice. He's like,
go on, Gillian. And that's when he showed up.
and she starts describing this monstrous beast that was trying to eat the flesh, like eat the skin from off of her body. So make another sanity check. And she was describing in detail like what it feels like to have the skin ripped off of your body.
Not pleasant, I'm guessing.
No.
Oh boy. Woo! That's a
Man, you are
14.
freaking
Yeah.
rocking
Nice.
it.
On it.
Super
got a
sane
brain of
thing.
steel.
Super
Strikes
Saiyan
again.
thing. He's back.
As you're working out to try and get out of the binding, you actually hear the door behind you open and shut.
I turn around.
Okay. You see that girl,
Standing
Yeah.
with the
Yep,
chair.
yep. I'm
Okay.
tied to a chair still. Hands here.
and what you see is a girl. It's the girl that you had spotted on your way in that had the short hair, and she was really thin, and she's the artist girl. She's got still some like colored paint smeared or splattered on her plain gray uniform. She immediately goes over to you and she's like, "Don't listen to it." She immediately goes over and like lifts up the record player.
You must
Yeah.
be Gale.
I think I need to help you.
Yeah. Please.
And she's like, no,
I need help."
I mean, I beg your pardon. I do see that you need help now, but I have to help y'all. She starts working on the things that were tied on one of your hands. She starts trying to work on the rope.
Yeah, so I say, get me out of here. How do you know us?
I can't explain it right now. Damn this knot. Like she can't untie it. I rolled really bad.
Okay. Give me that.
She's like, I'll tell you later, but if I get you out of here, will you take me with you?
Girl, you get me out of here. I'll take you anywhere you want.
All right.
Do I make a strength check?
Yeah,
Okay.
because she is trying her darndest on this one hand. Again, I can't do it. What'd you get?
36. So that's a hard success.
Okay. She managed to loosen it enough that you were able to get your hand free. Now, if you want to roll a dex check to untie your other hand, you can.
I'm just going to break it. I'm just
Okay.
going to throw the chair down and break it. That's 20.
So now that your feet and one arm is free, you just stand up and you like lift up the chair by the rope that's binding you to the one arm of it and just smash it against the wall, and it just breaks apart. And you still have an arm of the chair tied to your arm. Oh, you shouldn't have done that. They're going to hear you.
So, question: Where are we in the insane asylum? Like, are we up high? Are we on the
No,
ground
it's
floor?
all like it's one. It's
all
like
ground
one
floor?
level,
Okay.
or at least the so like his office, the common room, and that kind of stuff are on the first level, and then like the dorms where they sleep and stuff are in the higher levels.
Also, as I'm untying myself, am I wearing my ring?
You actually still have your ring on.
Okay. I want to do a quick look around and see if I can see the other ring in his office or anything of note to take.
You can go ahead and roll spot hidden. No, that's good.
64. Ooh, I got a 66. So that's
Success.
a normal
Nice.
success.
You do look through. So the cabinet where he pulled out the record, not the record player, but the record, it was kind of latched before. And then when he pulled out the record, he left it unlatched. So you look through that, you see a lot of records on there. And he seems to have like written ratings on them from how insane they can make people from listening to them.
Oh,
You also find a box, a black box that it's kind of like on the high top shelf, slightly bigger maybe than a briefcase. You pull that out.
yeah,
Okay.
I think I should.
No, you just described this cool thing. I'm just gonna leave it.
Yeah,
That's all right.
maybe
I
I'll
don't think
leave
it's
it.
a-
We'll come
probably
back.
yeah.
And Gail's like, we gotta hurry. They're gonna come back any minute.
Yeah, so I grab it and I want to pull out all the records too
Okay.
and step on them and break them all.
Oh, okay.
Oh man, that's
Really?
great.
Okay.
Wow.
And
All right.
then I want to grab Gail and run out a window.
Actually, so she's kind of seems really nervous that someone's going to come in, and she keeps looking at the door, and then she just hears this smashing behind her, and she turns and sees you doing it, and she looks like surprised that you had thought to do it, but she actually looks kind of happy that it's been done. And then
Probably like a little released.
yeah, probably is.
amazing.
And so, yeah, that was a good idea. And so you took the box.
Uh-huh. I want to grab her and run towards a window. I assume,
Okay, he has a window.
I imagine there's a window behind.
Yeah, behind the desk.
I
Yep.
also imagine the one in his office is not barred.
No, because
Okay.
it's his office. Yeah, so it's not barred, and yeah, it's ground level, so you could.
That's where we're going, out the window. That's a hard success.
Ooh,
Hard
cool.
success.
Okay.
All right, you break through the window, and then you're like, "Come on!" and like urge Gail to come through the now broken glass, and so she does, but she's not wearing. She's wearing like slippers, so she gets up on the desk and like climbs out and jumps down, but she doesn't look like she's in great physical strength. She looks really
I
like
pick her up.
thin and stuff. Okay.
I pick her up and start running towards the parking lot where my car was, trying to stay out of view of any windows or the front door, things like that.
No one's really looking. I mean, you've made a lot of noise.
In
Yeah.
the inside.
But you were alone in that room, and they were expecting you to be insane by the time they got back. So, yeah, I think you get away scot free.
So I imagine us running up to the parking lot or where my car has been left. I don't know why, but I imagine there's like a roundabout drive up.
I think the exact
Sure.
same thing.
Me
Yeah.
too.
Like a hospital.
Yeah,
Okay, that's
definitely.
creepy.
My car's still there, parked where it was, and we run in. I open the back seat, toss in Gale, gently, of course.
Yeah, and you got that black box with you still.
Yep, black box. I
Nice.
toss into the passenger seat. Pull open the door and then speed away, dirt a flying.
Thank you for listening to episode 13 of the Tales of Nowhere podcast. The Call of Cthulhu campaign is really heating up, huh? I actually really love this episode. There's a lot of cool character development for basically all of us, and I like that we split the party. It's a very interesting way of doing things that's not normal D&D play. This episode and the next episode were recorded kind of when we had a lot of time to record. Usually we're constrained by time, so the next episode and this one are longer, and then we'll go back to our normal 45 to 50 minute time frame. If you have any feedback for us, we would absolutely love to hear from you. Our email address is mail, M-A-I-L, @talesofnowhere.com. We also are on Twitter under the handle @nowherepodcast. You can also find us on Facebook and Instagram, pretty much any social media that you want to. You can get in touch with us and talk to us. Tell us what you think about the podcast. You can visit our official website, talesofnowhere.com, at talesofnowhere.com. I don't mention this every single episode, but our production value is helped a ton by the sound effects that we use, and we use all of them from a fantastic site called freesound.org. That's where we get everything, and all of the attributions for those sound effects can be found on our website. There's a link in the footer that'll take you to the page where you can see which sound effects we used. They're an awesome site for anything that you're doing that needs sound effects, so check them out if you get a chance. The intro and closing theme songs were done by composer Sean Jackson, and the rest of the music was done by the incredibly talented and hardworking John Good. You can find more music on SoundCloud of his music under the name Burn7. Stay tuned for episode 14 next week, which actually might be my favorite episode of the entire show that we've ever done. It's great. Can't wait for you guys to hear it. So until then.